standing here at Worthington Kilbourne Middle School. We have what they call a Rebel Applied rooftop. So about the same size as other school, total tonnage wise, but a little bit different makeup on its setup. Controller is the same platform. It's a little bit updated. It's the newest controller. So the keypad sections all basically are the same. Passcodes are the same. 63635321. Difference is a little bit different code, way more features, most of which you aren't touching. So again, scroll through. Can't see anything. Password 6363. All the menus. If you have a code alarm, you have a little bell flashing in the top corner. Press this. You can do this without passcode. And then I have polarized glasses so you can't see. If you did have any alarms, go in here, clear alarm, set it to all. Hopefully the alarms clear away when you're off and running again. Back to the main menu. If you're rolling down through any of this and the screen goes all the way across, that's an item you can change at that location. For the most part, you guys are going to live in a quick menu. It tells you a basic overview of what's going on. You can put it controlled and occupied, hard, or you can shut it down by taking the control mode from auto net to off, those kind of things. Other things in this cabinet are your duct static pressure, return static or building static pressure, and then they also have a supply static as your preference on the unit. Everything in here is labeled with codes, and if you look down through, like that page right there, it gives you a list of what that part is based on its listing. They're all seen this before, I think. Oh, maybe not. You're gonna do. That's a basic rundown of the control platform. Generally speaking, the controller should control the occupancy, discharge air, cooling set point, because that's what it runs to all the time, and duct static pressure, building static pressure settings. After that, the unit pretty much takes care of itself. Unit is hot water, valve is by other, but it controls from my unit, 0 to 10. Can you control it from here? You could override it from here if you needed to. Testing and those kind of things. Big difference between this unit and the other units you've seen. There's no drives because all the fans are ECMs. Good sign for that is no grease points for you guys. Trying to get down through the unit, I don't think there's a single grease point that you would need. The fans up top are ECMs, direct drives. Both your exhaust and your supplies are fan arrays. Circuit-wise, 4 circuits or 4 stages, 2 separate circuits. Condenser coil is the same as all the others. Wash it with water routinely as much as you can. No acid-based materials for cleanings. Any questions on this end of the unit? I'm sure there's not. Start. I don't know if I Net benefit to this design is the electrical stuff stays in a separate cabinet of your controls, so you don't have to worry about high voltage in your control cabinet. This would contain your drives for the first stage here. They only have one screen provided. I guess they want to save some money. So if you need to get to the other drive for whatever reason, you have to switch the phase. White thing there is your phase monitor. So again, that controls the power to the unit controller. So if the unit controller goes dead, there's your first look. Power is power. If you got dirty power, it might trip off frequently. I haven't heard of any trips, so maybe you're good here. And then all the overloads, the big guys would be your compressors. 1, 2, 3, well, yeah. There's your compressors. You got supply fans. And you got what looks like overloads or MOE, which should be the return fans. But I have to look at officially. Alright, so unit switch, on off, turn off. So this is working, single point light switches. You want to look in there, there's your supply fan array, 4 fans. They are, I guess a good term might be called plug fan. If you did have a problem, 4 volts and unconnect the 2 sets of wires, and that can come out by one person, assuming it's not warm.
Lights on now?
Lights on. It's hard to see. Those look like probably 20 by 24s. 4 wide, 3 sets.
3 sets of 20 by 24.
That's what it looks like. You'd have to take the little screw out.
Let me look in there, Jason, please.
Sure. Track there is a single piece track. So if you ever wanted to upgrade the filters in this building, and or if it's just our construction set, and that's what the final thing can be, you can put a cartridge in this. Last but not least is a little bit of control stuff for the back end of the unit. You have airflow stations, improvings. You have outside airflow station. So this unit reads min outside air, and there's a min outside air set point that they can give it that will constantly run to. The only caveat there is I limited to 50% max open. So if anything happened here and it gave a false reading, you want to go 100% outside air. Pretty important on a hot water unit, in my opinion. Don't do that. So that should keep you from freezing there. I don't think it has a unit freeze stat, but there probably was one put on.
I would say import the one.
I don't believe there's a unit one.
Unit freeze stat.
Can't wait for these handles to make it to everything else.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna say that's the third different kind of handle system we've seen.
I like them.
I like them too.
I'm a little worried when they go out of line, but I like it
So far.
so far. The unit gets bent somehow. Gravity dampers on both sides for exhaust. And those guys are pretty big. Pretty sweet. Probably always good to look at this, be able to see them through them. I don't know if this would have 2 rows or not. It does look like it. So there's 2 rows in there, one right after the other. Take these loose a little bit, you might have to take one of them off, and once you loosen it, get some play in there and fall out.
Water cleaner.
Water clean. I don't care what you use. It's nothing that eats clean. Other side of the machine, I don't think any different other than filters. Cooling coil axles. So, function of the unit, no real different than the other units. Just a little different makeup. My other real item on this job is unit mix. I think I have 2 of them. Find a unit back. Alright, so unit's right above our head. This unit is gravity drained right to the floor right here. So you should never have a condensate issue, hopefully, right? Power switch is up there. It used to be right there the last time I was here, so they fixed that. What I was referring to is on-off. So this green light is the actual indication showing that it's on. So if that's off, the stat's still lit up, but it's off. So if you had a communication issue, turn that off, go cycle the unit, power outdoors, wait about 5 minutes, turn this thing back on, hopefully it takes off and runs. Airflow direction, no matter whatever they want to do, they can be set to a constant flow, and you just hit that menu button and hit airflow direction, and you can move it up and down, or you can make it a swing. So if we look at that now, we see it start to swing. Maintenance wise, the only real thing that you got to deal with here is underneath that cover is a washable filter screen. Take it out, spray it off with water.
And that cover just snaps on there?
The cover snaps up.
Yep. Okay.
And we will change this back.
It's blowing right on me. That's perfect.
He's like, you can leave it right there.
Yeah, that's working. Time to clean filter is kind of worthless in the grand scheme of things. It's based on the time run hours. So it doesn't really mean anything about whether or not it's truly dirty, which is an indication. And if it's active, you just hit reset filter indicator and it goes away for another 2,500 hours of operation or 1,200, something like that.
Okay.
That's it in this room.
We'll get that used to that. It's a little too classy for me.
Too classy?
Too classy. Teachers will have that messed up in a couple days.
Well, don't look like that out till after the warranty's over.
You could pop it free
So
and
we'll have to get in there.
throw it down in if that was a concern.
It doesn't matter. They'll open up that section too. Whatever they can do to turn it off.
Just saying, they could,
Yeah.
you could hide it.
So there's no actual thermostat on the wall like there was in the other ones?
There will be.
Correct.
Oh, no.
I don't think so. Honestly.
Really?
It's all internal.
You don't think automated logic? Why would we have a $1 million system that's not going to control it?
Well, they could monitor the room temp, but I'm pretty sure the school would have all internal control.
Your control speaks back now,
No.
It would be on the automated logic.
so they should be able to pick it up on the back of that bus and we'll check that out.
I want to
I have like
control it.
3
I was just saying,
unit
because
jobs.
the kids will be pushing buttons and, I mean, they drop stuff down in them
Oh, yeah.
and you wouldn't believe.
Oh, I would believe. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. And it'll sound bad, but I don't know what the password is right now, because I haven't messed with this.
63,
It's not.
5, 3, 2, 1.
So they changed that, and I haven't run into it yet, so I
So-
haven't used it.
Everything is in this thing?
Everything is in here. So anything that this unit's doing, set point wise, number one, you see it through BACnet. So you can change everything through BACnet, make it pretty easy.
Yep.
But if you need to, you can come in here, mess with it.
Okay.
Big one is you have to get in here and program the BACnet.
So would the thermostat actually that in?
No, the thermistor
Where is
sits
it?
right here
Yeah. Oh, okay, like the old,
for the room.
like the old way, okay.
Obviously, it has a return over there, or no.
Yep,
it
return
sucks
down
through
below.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here you got your damper at the bottom and your, which one is that? I guess that'd be your other side of the return. Let's see, which one? That would be facing bypass, I think.
Okay.
Controller sits on top. Obviously, you could pull this plate up probably and set it down underneath if that was a concern that you don't want them messing with it. Put a plate over top, that way at least they gotta go through it and then through it again.
Sure.
But it's nice to at least have it there, that way,
Mhm.
no matter what happens, you lose communication,
I can
you can
still
still
work
mess
with
with stuff. So chilled water, hot water unit. Control valves are on this side, up in there. So you see one, and the other one looks like it's way up in there. So that's kind of fun. Fuse for the whole units here, disconnect.
Cool.
Oh,
How
and
many of these
then,
we have?
oh, and I think there's 2.
Just 2 of these?
2 of these, one in this room and one in the next room.
Okay.
So O&M would have your codes, how to get through that, how to work through the screens.
Okay.
But as I said, I haven't had to mess with that one yet, so I haven't had to pull out the manual.
That's speaking about some reliability there. You haven't had to get in there, you?
I'm usually the first.
And this is piped up to your water system, so there's no compressor in it, no.
Great. Yep, same as what we had before, pretty much.
Pretty much. Same
All of this is
product
facing bypass.
as,
Same as what we have at Thomas. We have some new Vikings in there too, but not this control, it's got same base bypass. So is this pretty new, so that they just started doing this?
they
Or
started
did we
shipping
get them
that,
without it?
when did they redo that? About a year ago,
No, it's
maybe a little bit before that.
new to me.
New. They had a similar one, but this is an upgraded controls platform to do a lot more stuff if you wanted to. The good thing is at least it's behind tools. So they gotta try to get it.
Yep.
Somebody's dad's toolbox will be rated.
Teachers usually have calendars ready for this.
They won't mess with, they're little lame.
Really?
Univents all have 3 speeds, so if they start complaining about sound, at least you could change that up and put it in a medium fan speed, because that's usually the number one review, and it says it's too loud.
That's why they turn them on.
I think they forget about the fact that, at least I grew up in an old high school that had noisy heaters
Yep.
deal with the sound. Okay. I'm good.
I'm good.